Finding the right talent to grow is a well-known pain in Ottawa. It's a familiar pain in the Kanata North Tech Park as well. But an upcoming career fair looks to lessen that stress on local companies. We'll learn all about the hunt for talent in Kanata North this week on Techopia Live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Techopia Live. I am your host, Craig Lord, the editor here at Techopia. This week we are at 400 March Road, one of the buildings in the KRP Properties portfolios. KRP Properties, of course, one of our great sponsors here at Techopia. This week we're in Kanata North to talk about talent and how it affects the companies here, and a new initiative or an annual initiative coming up very shortly to help some of these companies attract talent. I want to introduce my guests at this time. We have Veronica Farmer. You're the Director of Operations over at the Kanata North Business Association.
Hi, Craig.
And next to her, we have Patrick Ferris. You are the General Counsel over at KRP Properties. Patrick, can you tell us a little bit about what you do at KRP?
Well, as General Counsel, I look after all the legal matters for KRP and Wesley Clover. So that includes anything from leasing to contracts to financing to employment issues. So it's kind of the full gamut of anything legal that comes into KRP that affects us. It comes through me and I handle it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we'll come back to you in just a moment because real estate is relevant to the discussion we're having today about talent and how we can help companies in Kanata North attract the talent that they need to grow. Veronica, coming up next week we have the annual Discover TechNATA career fair. Can you tell us a bit about what this event is and why it's so relevant for companies in the area?
Absolutely. Exciting. April 2nd, next Tuesday, we have our full day event. It is an annual event. It is the largest tech expo and career fair in Kanata North. It is the one time that all of the companies are captured in one location at Brook Street from 11 to 6, and that we have all of our talent that are seeking and going there looking for job opportunities. It's been incredibly successful and very anticipated. Last year we have over 70 companies and about 2,500 attendees. This year we're well over 80 companies, and we hope to increase the number of attendees. I think every square inch of the two ballrooms and the areas that are in the Brook Street are fully booked. We have a number of partners and organizations that support talent that will be there. Of course, all our post-secondary institutions are there in full force. It really is an enormous opportunity for the companies in Kanata North who are searching for talent to be connected with bright minds who are looking for the job opportunities in the park.
Mm-hmm. And finding talent is a permanent, not problem, but a challenge that all companies have to deal with. And it's one that's been well documented that Ottawa companies, they worry about finding talent. What's changing in this regard in Kanata North? What is changing in the talent demands that companies are facing?
Right, well, the kind of success that we're enjoying here in Kanata North is due to the talent and the company's success that we have, and it's all driven by people. I think the opportunity that is happening is that we've got companies who are looking for different types of talent. So, the challenge is a competitive environment where we have a number of companies in different sectors looking for specific talent. I think what is changing is the opportunity of jobs, the kinds of jobs, and the different types of sectors. So artificial intelligence, autonomous vehicles, cybersecurity, as well as areas such as clean tech. So a kind of perpetual competitive environment that is always looking for talent.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And one of the ways that companies can find that talent or help to attract them is through their space themselves. Patrick, this is something you know a lot about at KRP. How can or how does the property manager here in Kanata North help companies to find that talent using the space, using that real estate as a selling point?
Well, what sets KRP Properties apart from most commercial landlords is that we're owners and operators. So we not only own the properties, we're not an investment group. We own the properties and we also manage them, and we manage them for our tenants. And probably a good place to start is what we're known by our brand is that we're more than just space. And what that means, we're not just building tenant premises to put people in. We're looking at, we're tenant focused first on what's going to be good for our tenants and their people that are going to be employed by them, because many companies looking to move to Kanata North are looking at not only the beautiful amenities we have out here in the space, but is this going to be good for our employees? And so I think this gives us a great competitive advantage over many of the other locations in Ottawa, people looking for commercial space because of the natural amenities we have, but also we're very focused on adjusting how we do our spaces individually to the tenants and their employees. And that's the first thing that tenants are looking for, is this going to be amenable and acceptable to their employees? And we basically develop and manage our properties in that light.
And it's a very exciting place, being a tenant in the KRP properties. I imagine you can maybe hear people walking by during the lunch hour on their way to one of the nearby restaurants or in a nearby company, even doing a meeting. So it's a very active space in here. So we're very happy to be doing the show here. So thanks for having us, Patrick. But
you're most welcome.
Awesome.
Pleasure to be here.
Fantastic. Back to Veronica, maybe for one of our wrap-up questions here. Veronica, obviously when you're in a tight talent market, it's very competitive sometimes between companies. How do we make sure that companies in Kanata North all have what they need to grow without potentially without employees moving between just another company to another company?
Right, so I think in Kanata North, and particularly the Business Association has taken the approach that it's a community effort. It's an engagement with the community in terms of what can we do to ensure that there's a pipeline of talent. So hence working with the post-secondary institutions to ensure that we're getting co-ops and different placements and the kinds of talents and courses available so that we can ready kind of a workforce for AI or for autonomous vehicles. I think another piece that's important is curating partnerships with those organizations that attract talent and retain them, so with the recruiting efforts as well as with health and benefits. So it's really a community effort to ensure that we have the partnerships to make sure that that pipeline of talent we can attract, engage with them, and retain them.
Absolutely. So thank you both very much for coming out to Techopia Live today. It was great to be here in KRP Properties, and obviously we're looking forward to next week, April 2nd, 11 to 6.
That's right.
At the Brook Street Hotel. Come out if you're an interested job seeker.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there are a lot of companies here. You said almost 80 going to be filling up every square foot of the hotel. So an exciting day every year here in Kanata. So looking forward to it. Thanks both of you again for joining us.
Thank you for inviting us. It's a pleasure.
Before I let you go, though, I want to take a quick moment to thank some of our other sponsors without whom Techopia Live would not be possible. I want to start with Number Crunch, offering virtual CFO services for SaaS firms. There's Pearlie Robertson, Hill & McDougall, a leader in business and tech law. There's TD Bank, offering specialized services for tech firms. There's the University of Ottawa Engineering, creating the next generation of technical talent, which we heard a lot about today, obviously. There's Stratford Managers, offering services to help you scale up your tech venture. And of course, we had Patrick here today from KRP Properties, offering, like Patrick said, so much more than just space. Of course, Techopia is not just this fantastic show. We are also available with daily articles on obj.ca/Techopia. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at TechopiaOTT. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please leave us a like and a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And subscribe if you'd like to see our weekly interviews covering Ottawa's tech scene. Apart from that, I just want to thank you again very much for joining us for Techopia Live. I'm Craig Lord, and we hope to see you next week for our next episode. See you then.